What is going on YouTube? So my name is Salim for those of you guys who are new to my channel, and basically gonna be talking about the short film Truth in Journalism, directed by Joe Lynch, starring Ryan Quentin. I don't know how to say his last name, but I apologize if he's watching this video. But uh, it's produced by Adi Shankar, who is he is a professional movie producer on certain films such as The Grey, Dread, and yeah, I mean he's done a lot of interesting. Yeah, he has an interesting resume. I'll give him that. But yeah, so just getting right into it. There are spoilers, but I'll post a link in the description to the short film, so that way you can go ahead and watch it. But yeah, let's just get right into it. If you don't want the short film spoiled, this is your warning. But yeah, going right into it, there's a journalist named Eddie who's investigating a crime. That's the first thing he does, and we learn that he's being recorded by a documentary crew from France. And right off the bat, you can tell this guy's kind of a phony in a way because he has a fake badge and he acts like a cop almost, or like a detective, and he's not even supposed to be at the crime scene. In fact, this guy yells at him and tells him to like just scram basically because uh, they aren't supposed to be there, and he's basically unauthorized to be there and whatnot. And yeah, I mean, he had no reason to be there other than he had to get a story out because he's a journalist. But yeah, I don't know, it just shows you that sometimes people go to extreme heights to do something and whatnot, and it's interesting to see behind the scenes, look at the media and what they kind of do, because I like the movie Nightcrawler because it also explored journalism in a darker way, similar to what this did, where it it is journalism, but at the same time, it's not the best way to go about it, obviously. So yeah, I mean, I like this. It's very similar to Nightcrawler, where you can kind of laugh at it, but at the same time, it's like there's something to learn from it and whatnot. Like, I mean, Nightcrawler wasn't supposed to be funny. That was a much darker movie than this, but this is a dark comedy, is what I would call it, because it is making fun of serious subject matter, so it falls into that genre. But it's also kind of a crime story, so yeah, it's an interesting mix of genres, especially for a Marvel short film, because even in the description it says that a Marvel character is in this. So yeah, going forward with the plot, so weird stuff starts happening with this Eddie person because in one scene we see he's chasing these two guys. They stabbed someone in an alley and he chases them down the alley. And what he does is that instead of interrogating them or whatever, what happens is that the camera fades, and in the next shot we see um, one of them is tied up, hanging upside down from a rope from a fire escape, like really high up. And then, yeah, the filmmaker asks Eddie, "How'd you do that?" And he doesn't even answer. Which, rewatching that, I noticed that, and I was like, "Oh, interesting." So yeah, there are hints throughout this thing. Like, for example, Eddie says, "I work at the Bugle." Yeah, I get it. That was a hint at that, but I didn't pick up on that the first time either. I don't know, but yeah, rewatch. I'm glad I rewatched this because there was a lot of things I picked up on the first time I didn't really notice. Like, he talks about the church. There's a shot of the church, and then if you haven't been able to put two and two together, here's the spoiler part. At the end, they're outside his apartment. The two filmmakers are talking in French, and from the subtitles, we read that they don't. The filmmaker, the cameraman, doesn't trust him. The cinematographer doesn't trust him, and two, they think, or the cinematographer at least says that Eddie is kind of creepy, so he doesn't trust him necessarily, and they don't want to accept his offer because he was offering to give them more money and allowing them to film longer, but that would they said that, oh, that would jeopardize our integrity. And Eddie doesn't seem to care or whatever because he's like, hey, I'm just helping some friends out and whatnot, because he considers these guys his friends basically. And it's kind of an interesting little, like, sort of, I don't know, it was kind of like an interesting take when you think about it. It's like integrity is kind of dead, and just, I don't know, in our society, I could kind of take that away from this short film. So yeah, and then we go inside his apartment, and then we learn a shocking revelation, which is that his last name is Brock, Eddie Brock. So yeah, you put two plus two together by now. He's actually Venom. That's basically what this is. He's Venom, and then he puts on some music, and then all of a sudden he vomits this like weird uh black symbiote, and it's the Venom symbiote obviously, and he becomes Venom. And I had to say the CGI wasn't bad or whatever that was. I don't know if it was CGI, stop motion. First, the Venom face did look a little bit weird, especially when he looks at the camera, but I don't know. I mean, considering how this was shot, it looked like it was this was actually shot on 16 millimeter film, and it was black and white too, so that was a creative spin on this whole thing. And I just love the way they went about it, how they tried to keep it all a secret kind of until the end. And they just called him Eddie, they didn't call him Brock until the end, or we didn't hear his last name until the end and whatnot. And we can see the Daily Bugle and newspapers throughout, but you know, if you didn't pick up on the whole Daily Bugle thing, or you're not like too familiar with the Spider-Man universe, I guess some of that might have gone over your head, but that was kind of like a good little Easter egg and whatnot. So I kind of like that they were throwing it back a little bit. But yeah, I mean, the thing I complain about in Spider-Man 3, which I'll mention in this, is that I complain Eddie Brock wasn't big enough and Topher Grace was miscast. Okay, this guy, he has a lot of the same, he has a lot of charisma. He almost reminded me of Ryan Reynolds in a way, and he even kind of looked like a young Ryan Reynolds, which is weird. But yeah, he's a good actor, I'll give him that. So, sure, he's not 100% accurate to comics Eddie Brock, because in the comics he's very, like, he's a big dude, he's a meathead, he's, like, very, you know, just, what's the word I'm looking for? He's very serious and whatnot, so, I don't know, I like that for the sake of this short film, the tone kind of fit. So yeah, I mean, his character and his personality kind of fit with what they were going for and whatnot. So I guess if he was being serious for all 17 minutes, it'd be kind of boring. So I don't know. What do you guys think of Truth in Journalism? I'm sure you've seen it by now, because if you haven't, sorry, I just spoiled it for you. But yeah, do you want me to make a short film? What do you guys think of short films in general? Do you like them? Do you not like them? Just sound off in the comments. And thank you for watching this video. And if you like what you've seen here and you want to see more, be sure to subscribe to my channel and hit the like button, alright?